What's going on, everyone? This is Sheets, and we're going to be doing our lineup construction video for UFC. I guess this is in Vegas. And the purpose of this video is to construct lineups specifically to win the most money in the big GPP. The throwdown paying, what is it, 100,000 for first. And we're going to use SaberSim and various other tools to hopefully make that work. We're going to talk about some different takes on some of these fighters and fights. We're also going to use the Pater portfolio manager to uh, try to get a little more unique. The fact of the matter is, though, is that this is a very difficult card from a GPP perspective to get unique and to win all that much money. Um, because number one, the fights have been decimated. We only have 10 fights, and that's bad enough. But you also have a total misprice in Billy Ray Goff at 8,300 because of the replacement fighter. He's now minus 350. He should be probably priced more like 9,400, but he's 8,300, so he's going to be kind of a theoretical lock. So, with that said, I mean, how do you do this? How do you become different? Well, first of all, I will tell you straight up that the way you're supposed to play is the way you're supposed to play negatively correlated sports like MMA, where you have two guys that are completely negatively correlated, is you find the best play and then see if you could play that which has the most leverage against them, if in fact that's even remotely possible. And you have two situations here today with that in mind. Number one is the Billy Ray Goff fight. So while Billy Ray Goff is mispriced and he's certainly an amazing play, his opponent, Rahimaj, he is not mispriced. In other words, he's priced perfectly fairly given his chances to win. So he's 6,700 at what plus 320. And in addition to that, his path to victory is has quite a bit of upside. He usually is a first rounder bust submission kind of guy. So not only are his wins going to be really, really good just because he's 6,700, but he's probably going to score well also. And if that's not good enough, you're going to get insane leverage against what is going to be a 60, 70% owned Billy Ray Goff. And not that Billy Ray Goff shouldn't be owned for good reason, but not that he shouldn't be owned that much. But the fact is that Brahimaj has to be like a really big part of your GPP exposures this week. And so regardless of what we do in the Sims, we're going to have to force in a good amount of that. That's one thing. The second fight that is the same, but might go a little underlooked. So is this Zach Reese fight? Now, I'm not saying Zach Reese is going to be overlooked here. He's going to be very, very popular. Maybe the third most popular fighter on the slate uh, after Goff and Blanchfield. But as good of a play as Reese is, you got to take a look at the other side of this. And Tudorovich, he himself has a plus 320 inside the distance line his own self. So that's really not bad. So Tudorovich also simply has to be a pretty big part of your GPP exposure. So whatever we do in the Sims, we are going to have to force in some amount of that. The other thing I was considering earlier in the week is the possibility of doing some fight stacks where you play both sides. Now, normally that's a really, really bad idea in GPPs. The only times I've ever felt it proper would be if you have two grapplers that could just go at each other and get a lot of action, like a lot of reversals, like two takedowns and two reversals, like each rounds. Um, and I'm just thinking of doing that in the Filio Nascimento fight. I was really thinking of that. And I might just go ahead and do it. And if I did that, it would really just have to be like old school. Like I would lock both of them in and then just build around it. You know what I mean? Uh that's a decision. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go. I probably will just for vibes. Maybe, and it'd probably be too many. I'll probably play like 20 lineups, stacking that fight just for the hell of it. Um, and who knows, the only thing that bothers me about doing it is I don't know how active either of these guys are going to be with respect to strikes if they do get in fact get takedowns. So I don't know if it's going to be enough. I mean, I even thought of doing that in the Klein Gamrot fight for similar reasons. Um, and I even thought of doing some of that in the Chase on Vieira fight. So maybe I will. Maybe that's the way to get really, really stupid on this card is to do 30 fight stacks. You do 10 with Gamrot Klein, 10 with Nascimento Filho, and 10 with whatchamacallit, Vieira Chasson, and then just fly. Now the Barber Blanchfield fight is also kind of live to be a good fight stack also. Um, but I think that's going to be a little too popular. I think people are going to do that. Maybe I should. Maybe that's the vibe this week. We'll do 40 fight stacks and then 110 regulars. And what's good about that is the regular lineups, it's going to be hard to find good ones that are duped less than 10 times without really sacrificing a lot of projection integrity and chances to win. So if I could even get 110 of them, that'd be great. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go 10 fight stacks of each of those fights. And then we're going to go and presume those lose, right? And then we're going to do 110 of regular builds. Okay, so next thing, let's take a look at these projections. And again, I think SaberSim's just kind of lost their minds here. They have Blanchfield with 115 points as like a median. I mean, that's ridiculous. Okay. That got cut back by me. The rest of these I kind of like. Um, the other thing I would note is that it's very possible that you're going to get to lineups that leave money on the table and not even on purpose. You'll probably get to them organically because of the big projection Billy Ray Goff has. He's projected higher than guys, nine, whatchamacallit, 1,000 points lower than him. You know what I mean? Higher than him. He projects higher than Zach Reese. So you're going to get, good lineups with money being left on the table. And usually I would say, oh, that's cool. It's going to get you unique, but I don't think it's going to help this week. I think that those are going to be really popular too. So if you get to those organically, great. But yeah. And the other thing about that is I think that's going to also mess maybe with the pater uh models. In other words, any whatchamacallit, I don't know, any dupe system that it thrives on ownership projections might get confused with money being left on the table here. Um, because like guys could be like Billy Ray Goff, for example, he could be, 60% owned, but how many of those lineups are going to be leaving 3,000 on the table? But then again, if your ownership projection is sound, it's supposed to reflect how often he shows up in those lineups. So never mind. Okay. All right, so let's just see what we have here. We put our own ownerships like in these fields. So what we did within the contest is we built our own pool of 5,000 given our ownership projections. And you see that I replaced the field lineups with sheets updated. That's the name of the field. Now the big buy-ins, we don't really care about the big buy-ins for the purposes of this video. So let's first build like the 110. Okay, how about that? So let's just go ahead and build 5,000. We're not going to make it actually min salary 47.5. If you actually get to them at 45,000, I kind of want them. So we're going to build these. We're going to send them out normally. And then unfortunately, we're just going to have to force in at the end of the day more Todorovic and more Brahimaj. That's just the way it's going to have to be. So let's sim these out. Hit this button here. And let's take a look and see what it looks like first. Okay, so let's we don't care about the knockout or the triangle, whatever it is. Um, Exposures in general, mostly Zach Reese, Billy Ray Goff, Aaron Blanchard. See, I find it hard to believe that these lineups are going to be unique, like even remotely, unless they leave just like a ton on the table. But like even so, it's going to be hard. And the other thing is that this doesn't have enough Tudorovich anyway. So what I want to do first of all is I want to manually these are the things I'm going to do. First, we're going to upgrade Tudorovich, make him you got to play what 30%? I mean, at least 25% Tudorovich. And then if you're not getting it already, I mean at least 25% Brahimaj. I mean, that's for sure. Yeah. All right. So 25% Brahimaj. Wait, where do you have to hit apply, right? So 25% Brahimaj. 1 second. How do we 25%? Why is it not adjusting? Hold on a minute. Let's just see something. And I want to build more lineups. I want to build like 500 there. You'll see why in a minute. Um 25%. How come it's not updating here? Why isn't it? Oh, there it's applying. Good. Apply. Doesn't seem like it's because that's the whole pool. I don't want the whole pool. I want to the top 500. But it's fine because we're gonna end up forcing that in anyway. So why is it showing all these lines? I don't want the pool. I just want exposure for this tournament. I don't know why it's not doing that for me here. Let's see something. Oh, over here, exposure. I'm sorry. So yeah. So let's see what I'm getting. Am I getting enough Tudorovich? It certainly, let's see. Well, Brahimaj 35%, that's good. Where is Tudorovich? Where'd he go? He's like off the board here. I just can't. Oh, 62%. Okay, great. Okay. That's literally fine. Okay. Uh and only 15% Zachary, so that's no good. We gotta give a little more Zachary. So let's instead of doing uh putting in a minimum of Tudorovich, we're getting to him anyway. That's good news. Let's put well, why not? Why shouldn't we play 65% Tudorovich actually? That's legitimately max leverage, isn't it? Let me just see if instead of playing 250, 500, I play 250. Yeah, so now we get 50% Tudorovich. How much, Brian? How much? 25%. Okay. So this is the kind of thing that we're going to want in our pool. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll build 500. And the reason why, well, we could build 250, but we're probably not going to get enough. I'll show you what I mean. So 250, our top 250, what we're going to do is take these lineups and run them through the portfolio management tool on whatchamacallit, on Pater. Okay. So save these to CSV. Okay. Save these to CSV. And then what we're going to do, save these to the file. We're going to call this top 500, I guess. Oops. Top 500. So we're going to go to the Pater portfolio manager, and the first thing we have to do is we have to upload some data. So the first thing we have to do is, because we are uploading from SaberSim, well, we don't even have to do it this way. Yeah, so we are uploading from SaberSim, so we have to put a CSV template. Now we built this kind of offline. I'll show you CSV template. This kind of matches the players with DFS ID because SaberSim doesn't show the actual player names. And then we have to put in the portfolio, the projection files. So this basically is everything from our SaberSim thing here, where it had our median, our ownership, and whatever. So let's put that in. This is projection file, projection template is. Okay, and then we're going to do is we're going to put this here, top 500. And then we're just going to run these and see how many of these are not duped like 1,000 times. Okay, so let's just take a look. So average field size, we're going to put sharp. The rest we're going to keep the same. And we're just going to hit download portfolio and just kind of take a look at this. And you'll see like a whole bunch of these lineups are duped way too many times. So we can just sort by, by dupes and take some of them out, like for example, yeah, so what I don't like has this weird looking DFS ID that I use. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to just have the DFS IDs. So hold on, I'm going to pause this for just a second. Sorry, so we just cleaned it up a little bit. And we'll download the portfolio here. What we have to do is I want to basically take out these lineups with all these dupes. Okay. So data, filter, and let's see what we have here. I mean, first of all, it's rating these by what? By median. So what we can really do if we want is just get rid of like, again, we're trying to win the full prize here. I mean, like, what's the most that we're gonna take? Like 9? Let's see what these look like if I just get rid of, and I want to do it this way. Actually, here. Let's see out of 500 how, oh, these are good. Okay. So all these are like 0. Oh, look at this. This is great, actually. Well, you get a lot of Alice Ardline, but whatever. This is actually pretty cool. Okay, so what we have to do is we'll go back here. We'll resort by median. We could just even manually do this. What's the most we'll take? You want 114? No, I don't even think we have to. So we'll keep them sorted the right way. I mean, check this out. These are all good. Look at this 0. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a lot of Alice Ardline here, aren't we? That's the way it's got to be, though, right? Yeah, so let's make it max 9, I guess. Just kind of screw around like this. But if it's being sorted by median, then we could just go ahead and just go do this. Just take out these more than 10s, more than 10 dupes, resort by median, and we're good. You know? So what this means, obviously, is that you're really kind of asking for trouble. These are the only unique lines you're getting, but they're listed. They're part of the top 500 that we made, right? So why don't we be a little bit circumspect? Why don't we take half from this ridiculous pool, okay? Then we'll take half from the actual sim lineups, or should we not even do that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do half from here. Remember, half meaning 55 because we're going to do 110 from the I mean 40 from the game stacks, the fight stacks. So 55 from here. Boom. Okay. And then we're going to go back to the top 55 just straight by straight sims, just like that. So let's save these. Okay. And hopefully, yeah, it'll listen to both formats, I suppose. Okay. Save that. And let's first, actually, we'll just keep it like this. So we have this portfolio, this is portfolio 77. We have 110 lineups right now, 55 of these just no dupe, no shot whatevers, and 55 of these of just the best sim lineups we have. And then we're gonna do the game statics. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We just literally have to do this one at a time and just kind of rerun them. So we're gonna have to do, okay, first we'll do Barber and Blanchfield. Okay. We'll lock them both in. It's probably nothing's gonna come up, right? If we hit apply, probably we'll get none, right? See, unable to meet exposures. So we could just rerun these. So we're gonna build, we don't need to build 5,000. We'll build 200. 200 lineups with Barber Blanchfield locked in. And we're just gonna sim them and take the best 10. Oh, just has a rule probably here. Look at that. Aha. Okay, now it's simming it. I'm literally not looking at this at all. There's just no way I'm going to look at this nonsense that we're creating here. Okay, so let's just take the top 10. We will take these, put them in the portfolio, which is over here now. Now, this is also going to be, it's going to call Portfolio 77. This is also going to be subtitled, Don't Try This at Home. Okay. Next 10, Nascimento Filio, right? Okay. Rebuild. Okay, just top 10. Okay. Pasting it in that in this the same portfolio file. And again, what does this have to do with MMA? Nothing, right? Um, where were these? Oh, yeah. Where is she? Where are my people here? Uh Gamrot. and Klein. 10 of those. Okay, Cameron Klein, 10 of those. It's like best 10, sorry. Put those in. Then finally, we're going to lock in the ultra galaxy brain play, the Chiasson Vieira game stack. And we shall see. Now, we could check our exposures here after this. The only reason I would do that is just to make sure that I have enough of those two fighters that I talked about. Okay. So, like, for example, I have too much Alice Ardeline and don't have enough Brahimaj. I'd have to swap Ardeline for Brahimaj. As a matter of fact, that's actually a pretty good idea. Okay. Okay, so we have 150 lineups here. Let's put those in, and what I would like to do is I want to make sure that I'm not duped anywhere. Like I didn't put the same lineups in twice. In other words, like if somehow one of these screens like matched, like let's say I did the regular Sims with also the non-duped Sims. So let's see, edit entries, download. Okay. Okay. So we may as well just take a look and see the damage that we caused here. But first, let's make sure that we don't have any dupes. As a matter of fact, we do, right? So here's something we could do. So this one, we have two of these in the throwdown. So what we can do is upgrade. Well, we already have Brahimaj in this one. Okay. So this one we might want to switch. Um, we're gonna want to switch something. So what are we gonna do? Um, well, let's see. Do you want to check our exposures? No, I don't even really want to check our exposure. It'll probably give me a headache. Um, I think what we probably want to do is get a little bit of leverage against ourselves against this Ardeline and play a little bit of Dos Santos here. So we probably have too much Zach Reese or Blanchfield anyway. So let's go ahead and replace her with this one. And that is, I mean, that's almost going to be a unique lineup, right? So that's what we could do is keep going through these. So this one is just in two contests. Yep. So this one, again, a little bit probably too much Ardeline. So we could trade her in, maybe make another stack. Yeah, okay. Make another Blanchfield Barber stack out of this one. I know we have too much Ardeline. That's okay. This one's got 1,200 left on the table with Ardeline. You kidding me? So this one, again, we could turn this into one of these stacks. Uh, Filio, yeah, and that's gonna be too chalky. Turn this into another stack here. You know? Oh, this looks good. I like this. This literally has no chance to win. Okay, this one, another art line, which we can upgrade probably. Um, this one's got Vieira, maybe Chiasson. Is that going to fit? No, it does not. Yeah, it does fit. Okay, good. So we'll turn this into another stack. And this is the way you play to lose all your money, but to also try to win all of it in a 10 fight slate. It's really not great to play this way, but we're doing it anyway. So we're gonna this week put this into another Klein stack. There you go. I like that. This one is another dupe. So we will do this one. We could turn this into another stack. Yeah, we'll put this one into another Klein Gamrot stack. This one, this one might be a little chalky here, actually. No, this is a stack here. Okay, so we don't need to do this one. So let's take Gamrot out of this one and replace with maybe Jacoby. We know we definitely have to leave money on the table in this one. Maybe Vieira. So it might be a little bit too chalky, but yeah, this is even though this leaves 1,400 on the table, that might be a little chalky, but we're going to play it anyway. Again, too much on the line probably, so we'll get rid of that one, and we'll again still leave money on the table, and we'll just see how this all works out. 2,600 left on the table here. Oh, I like that. I don't even want to do anything wrong with this one, but let's get rid of that one. We'll put. I know they're going to want us to put Reese in here, so we are going to pivot and we're going to put that a Dos Santos one there. Oh, that's strong. And this is pretty much going to do it. Okay. Uh, this is the way that we use both our projections and SaberSim and Paydirt and some kind of like mad scientist nonsense to get these lineups rolling. Okay, this one looks pretty good actually. But let's instead of Chason, let's do this where if either Chason or Vieira wins, we have the same remainder of the lineup there, so that's good. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this ridiculous card. Hopefully we get a bunch of uniques, and more to the point, hopefully we're live in something. We'll see. Good luck, everybody.